Hey guys, Sandy here, and welcome to Follow a Sketch February for Tuesday, February 20th. Today I am using my Secret Not Secret Kit Club kit from the month of January. Now, I do get my kits at the end of the month. Because of Creativation and other such things, my kit was a little bit late, which is totally cool. So this is going to be the first time I'm scrapbooking with it. So I need to get to scrapbooking and get this kit used up. Now, this is the kit. This is the layout I'm using. It is from Stuck Sketches. It is the February 15th first sketch because they had two. And I'm scrapbooking this photo, which is not a great photo, and it's kind of a mess. So I cleaned out my closet and got rid of stuff I was hanging on for sentimental reasons, got rid of stuff that was way too big, got rid of stuff that was too small. This right here is part of a crushed velvet dress that I had when I was like 13 years old, which I probably should have kept because of all the crushed velvet that came back, but nobody was fitting in that thing. Okay, anyway, this is the photo, this is the sketch, this is the kit. Let's see what I can do.
So the first thing I'm going to do is grab this Texture Luxe paste from Faber-Castell, and it has a really nice pearl finish. It's really pretty. At first I was thinking about mixing this with the green paint that came in my Secret Not Secret Kit Club kit. However, I decided to have this pearly effect, and the stencil also came in my kit, and then I would try to get the green and the pink over top of the pearly effect. So that's what I was going for in my head. It turns out to be a little bit rougher. that's probably the word. It's a little bit more rough than what I had pictured, and that's just because I'm impatient and didn't do this properly. So what I should have done is take this stencil and stenciled what I wanted, and then let this part dry, and then stenciled some more. But that did not happen. I decided to just put my stencil over top of what I had already done and line it up kind of carefully and go for it. And that's what I did. So, I don't know. It was either a happy accident or a major screw up. I'll let you guys decide that. What had happened was the plastic had touched the texture paste that was already on the paper. So instead of the smooth surface, when I picked the plastic up, it gave like a spackly, speckled surface. And it was bothering me that just that one little part had that spackled effect. So you'll see what I do to try to combat that. And that's where I'll let you decide if it was good or bad.
Okay, now this is what I decided to do. As you can see, not everything is smooth. There are some spackly bits. So I take a paper towel and I just decide to pat this on the top. And basically what this does is just gives me that little bit of texture all over. So nothing is really smooth anymore. And at this point I'm thinking, this is going to go one of two ways. Now, I almost stopped this and started over for this layout because after I had this down, I did not want the soft colors on it. I wanted to go big and dark and bold, but I did not do that. I just kept on going. So all I do is throw some water down on this paper, and this is a Basil Marshmallow Smooth cardstock. I end up grabbing my palette because I thought my poor cutting mat underneath has enough mixed media stuff on it. Now this is the first time I had this kind of Shimmers product, and it's in Inklings, and it's called Old Yeller, and these are shimmering watercolors. So it says activate by spritzing with water, so that's what I did. I spritzed it, and the yellow was, or the gold was not like a soft gold that I was happy with. It was kind of like a whoa gold. That was me trying to use the Spun Sugar Distress ink. Did not go so well this time. The second time after I had put it on over top of the green, pretty good. So here I am, and I'm like, whoa. And I'm like, wait a second. Let's blend this out, work it out, and maybe I'll be able to kind of get that gold throughout my entire page. And I'm like, no, I don't like this. I'm taking it up. So that's all I do. I just blot it up and put the lid on that sucker and put it to the side. Now I almost went and got the other gold that I have. That is a Shimmer's product. It's not an Inklings. I'm not exactly sure what it's called, but that one was soft and pretty, and I didn't end up going for it. What I did do is grab this Artsy metallic paint, and it is in mint green, and I just dropped that down on my palette and then added some water. Now this is a water-based acrylic paint, so I had no problem whatsoever adding water to it. I just wanted it thinner so that I could splotch it around the page and then add my pink to it after that. And this does have a metallic edge to it, so this entire top of this page really is getting this shiny kind of reflective bit on it. Now, I do add some more of that Spun Sugar Distress ink, and it layers better over top of the green than it did straight on the marshmallow cardstock. And I'm not exactly sure why that is, but for me, it worked better, and I liked it, so I went with it. And then what I'm doing is there's a lot of color on top of that Faber-Castell texture paste, so what I was doing was kind of blotting it off of there to let the pearly color show through. So what I am doing now is covering up this bottom part, and I'm going to use this really pretty pink and white dot, and I just love this. It reminds me of when I was a kid, and it reminds me of Holly Hobby and just sweet pink and lace and fun times. So it just brought back a lot of memories. So I'm getting this down, and am I happy with this? No. I feel like it came too far up. So I pull it down, and it's only like, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch. It's not even that much. Honestly, I probably could have left it. It wouldn't have made a difference. But to me, I was like, oh, I gotta get this cut off. And now I'm like, yeah, that's so perfect, so perfect. So what I'm going to do now is just take off a little bit on the two edges of the paper, because I am going to mat both of these on a black cardstock. And I decided to do it on the black because I felt like I needed something bold. Oh, and that is where my ATG finally ran out. If you guys watched yesterday's video, you'll know that I was concerned that the tape roll was going to run out, and it didn't run out until just then. Now this scalloped sticker that came off of the Simple Story sticker sheet just happened to be the perfect size, so that worked out great. Now I'm just getting a doily that came in my kit. There is a doily in the sketch, and I thought, yes, this time I will use a doily. Sometimes when I see a doily in the sketch, I use a doily, and sometimes I'm like, no, I don't want to use a doily. I want to use stickers or layers of paper or, something. One time I even tried thread. Just something that's different than a doily. But I felt like this page particularly was okay for a doily. Now, that dream sticker came from the Carousel collection, and I just really liked it. There's also one that says love you, and obviously that is either going to go to a page for my husband or my kids, one of them. It's kind of weird, maybe. You could be thinking this. It's kind of weird to be scrapping this big, bright, not fantastic photo with these beautiful, beautiful supplies.
But you know what? It's my photo, my supplies, and my story. Or not stated story. So in our secret, not secret Kit Club Facebook group, for anyone who's a member of the Kit Club, one of the members had posted about journaling. And some of the members had said that it was a struggle. Some said no, it was no issue whatsoever. They loved their handwriting. Some people said that they loved the typewriter. And I had posted and basically just want to share my thoughts on journaling with you guys while I'm scrapping this layout right here, because there will be no journaling on this layout whatsoever. And that might make you go, what? Because the photo is a pile of clothes and I've got all this beautiful scrapbooking supplies surrounding it. So when we start scrapbooking, okay, finding our style, finding what we like, finding what lines we like, what embellishments we like. Are we gold? Are we silver? Are we glitter? Are we not? Are we flat? Are we bumpy? Are we mixed media? Are we not? That's all a process. It is a process to figure out what you like. You're trying new things. You know, if you like it, you buy a bunch of it. If you don't like it, it sits in your stash and you just don't use it. Right? So doing that, we take all this time to figure out what we like and what we don't like. And then automatically, with a snap of the fingers, we think that we should just be these great journalers or storytellers. And I would suggest that that is also a process. You have to figure out what works for you, for your particular layout and your particular style of scrapbooking. You might be a scrapbooker who journals an immense amount on every single layout. You might be a scrapbooker that just puts the basics, who, what, where, when, and why. You might be a scrapbooker that is just going to let the story be told through the photo and the title, which is what I'm doing today. Just the photo and just the title is going to give the story. Now, I think that we feel a bunch of pressure from outside sources. We have, big scrap stars or journaling stars or whatever, whoever they are, telling us how important the story is, and we have to write it down, and we have to go past the basics, and we need to be talking about our feelings, and we need to be talking about perspective, when we should be scrapbooking something more than once to get that different perspective, or we should be adding journaling to something that we've already done. Like all of that stuff, people are telling us to do. And really, a lot of the times they're telling us to do that kind of thing, so we'll buy their products. I mean, honestly, right? But I would suggest you just do what works for you once you figure it out. And if journaling on your pages is what works for you, then do it. If keeping a diary instead, where it's private and it's yours, works for you, then do that too. If however you want or don't want to put the story down, it's up to you. And I could write out this whole long story about this picture. And even when I was starting this layout, there was that little crushed velvet dress that was poking out. And I could have written about that, or I could have written about the pajamas or whatever, or something from that photo that's just been in my closet for a ridiculous and unholy amount of time. But to me, that's not what I want to portray here. What I want to portray is I'm dreaming of a beautiful closet. And to me, that means getting rid of the junk that just sits there in your closet that you don't wear. That's too big, too small, whatever. Like it's cut weird or whatever. To me, that is a beautiful closet. A beautiful closet is a closet with stuff in it that you'll actually wear. And for me, this photograph and the title, Dream of a Beautiful Closet, tells that story. And somebody flipping through my album might not get that exact story that I think a beautiful closet is clothes that you'll actually wear, but they'll obviously get something like, this is not a beautiful closet because she is dreaming of a beautiful closet. Do you know what I mean? So even if the person looking at my album, looking at my layouts, isn't getting the exact story, that's fine with me. Because you could write down a story. You could fill this entire 12 by 12 page with words and tell a story, and somebody read it and they interpret it entirely differently than you put it down on the page. So no matter what, there's a chance people aren't going to get the story that you're laying out there. It just might be that way. Now, does that bother me? Not really. I think I've evolved in my scrapbooking enough where, first, I'm scrapbooking for myself because I like this way of memory keeping. I like the chronological yearbook of our lives. I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. I almost have 50 albums, and I have no intention of stopping. Like, I just don't care if I end up with 100 albums by the time I'm dead. I enjoy it. It gives me great joy. It's very relaxing for me. I just have fun with it. So I'm going to do what I want with it. Second, I scrapbook for my family so that they can have a place to go back and look at and see the memories too. And if anybody else wants to see them, good for them. Do you know what I mean? Like, please, go ahead. Grab an album off the shelf. There's 50 to choose from. So that's going to be that. You know, just find what makes you happy and run with it. That's in your scrapbooking. That's all I want to say is just do what makes you happy. You know, I mean, I have a scrapbook page that'll be probably coming up here in a Throwback Thursday. Or maybe it already has happened, where I have two 12 by 12 pages side by side. It has a very simple border and like a matted photo of my husband and I. And it tells the story from the time we saw each other to the time we got married. And it's a long story over a short period of time. Our first date was in April, and we were married in September. 20 years ago now, guys. It's been a while. So that is the story I wanted to tell. And it's not even a photo of us at that time. It's a later photo. But to me, it was important to lay it down. And at that time, I needed to get the words out. I needed lots of words, not just a title and a photo. So that is my advice, I guess, about journaling. Try out different things and do what works for you. Don't feel pressured to do something that another scrapbooker is doing at all. You just do what works for you. And that's going to wrap up this layout. And I've got to say, I love these colors. The pink and the mint green. Oh, such a favorite. It's a favorite color combination from my childhood. So all kinds of nostalgia going on for me for this layout that I did. Not exactly sure why, but I decided to add some white color shine. Can't even really see it, but I added it on there anyway. Well, guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And I will catch you guys tomorrow for another Follow a Sketch February. Go ahead, click like if you liked. Leave me a comment below about your thoughts on journaling if you want to share. And I will see you guys soon.